What's good? It's your boy Czar, All Rights Reserved. I'm coming to you real quick to talk about things. Now, we're going to be talking about different things. I'm not really looking for traction. I don't really care if YouTube rocks with it or not, but I feel it on my spirit. I got to tell y'all the truth. My issue right here is that in this October, there's something that I realized that's very troubling. And part of it is that a lot of movies and things that are coming out is giving a lot of reverence to the devil. And I truly was looking through understanding, I saw the devil in two different titles. One said the devil's workshop, and the one we're about to talk about is called Pray for the Devil. And I thought it meant pray for the devil, but it was Prey. Pray for the devil, meaning that you're food for the devil. Now, the craziest thing is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against rulers of darkness and evil in high places. So that's very influential to understand that we're not wrestling against each other. So the drama isn't between you and I. If we get into it, it's in the spirits that are dwelling within us. Because understand, as human beings, we are hosts. And that's why I talk to Kirk Franklin, because understand, he's a host just like all of us. It's the spirits that are within him that are causing him to do these things. Now, I'm not saying he's not doing it, but I'm saying his influence is coming from a higher place. It's our place of wickedness. It's not from his own doing alone. It is a spiritual wickedness that's influencing him to find it okay to say the things he said. So understand that movies, cinema, all that stuff works the same way. Now it gets deep, because if you read through it and understand, you really see the world around you and how, as host and, Lord of hosts, that is what it speaks about when it mentions Christ. So it gets even deeper. So these are things that we could talk about. And what I need you to understand, and I'm going to put focus on pray for the devil to understand it. Now, in this movie coming up, there is a little girl and an exorcism is happening. This is in a lot of movies we watched before. So that's cool. It's an exorcism. It's cool. It's no biggie. But the reason it gets deeper is because you start to realize, dang, these people are showing them possessed, like their eyes. They're doing crawling up walls, doing different things that human beings don't do. Understand, when you're entertaining these type of movies, you have to be spiritually wise to know that these things have long lasting effects if you're not careful. So it could affect you and you not even know it. When you watch things that are really showing you spiritual world things that Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 talks about, you're really combating things in a world you cannot see mentally when you're looking through them and thinking through them. So, God prefers us not to entertain ourselves with it. To people, I'm not going to tell you what to watch. If you are watching it, I want you to use it as a way to learn and not to watch it to develop a love for those type of movies. It's for you to understand where we're going in cinema, where entertainment's going. And the main thing I'm here to say is know what your children are watching, especially younger children, because sometimes they don't understand, but they're taking on the spiritual format of what it is that's on television. And that's when you'll get there's certain acts and certain things going on. And part of the reason I say this is because there was a young mother that got up and spoke. The movie Hocus Pocus 2, something happened where her children watched that. Now, understand, Hocus Pocus was a Disney type movie. Literally came on the Disney Channel when I was young. And they came out with a number 2 now of all times. I don't know why. But her children literally started acting out. Literally. And she was talking about the drasticness their actions were. So you got to be wise, spiritually wise. And Ephesians 6:12 explains the reason we have to be wise, because these movies and different things carry spirits in them, and they can enter you and cause situations around you. So just be very smart at how you interact with the world around you, how you understand things, and understand when you do watch these movies, if you do watch these movies, that you want to stay prayed up. You want to be prayed up because we battle not against you and I, what we see, but it's what we don't see. Because there's different things that try and influence us, cause pain, cause hardship. It's different attacking features in a world we can't see that lead to certain causes and effects that we do not understand. So it's very important that you monitor your children and know what they're dealing with, know what they're watching, and make sure their mentality stays intact. Because in these movies, you guys think they're just doing chants to be funny. Sometimes it be real. And that's me speaking with knowledge. Sometimes it be real. And you don't even know it's really a spell that's being cast when they're chanting something over and over. And one of the movies that are real strong on that, allegedly, is Hocus Pocus. Because as kids, I remember they were doing all type of incantations, and I never even realized the seriousness of it until I got older. And then I look back, I'm like, wow, what was I watching? Because it really does go into your spirit, go into your soul, and it influences you to think and see the world a different way, opposed to what you should see it as. So be very careful. And a picture is going to be the pray for the devil one, because understand it's an exorcism like the exorcist movies, but it goes a little bit harder. So the possession is a little bit more serious. And the funny thing is they always using a little child. They want to tell you what to do with your kid, but they want to use a child to perform in these movies, which is incredible, which honestly, I don't know how it's legal that you're showing a child possessed like this, crawling up walls, doing these type of things. I still don't know how they can do that and get away with it and just pay them, like pay the parents. Like, I don't know. I would never let my child act in something like this, because you can really develop those spirits into something stronger, because higher principalities, rulers, and wicked places can enter in as they are hosts, we are hosts, and we host spirits through our body. So that's why they say, you ever hear somebody say stay prayed up? That's why they say it, because you never know as a host when a spirit's going to come to you. And that's not slang. That is literally in the Bible. It says it not like that, but it says it in its own way, to stay in God's graces, to be null and void to whatever spirits try to attack you, the evil ones, whether it's rulers or however they come, their underlings, however you see it. So these are the things we got to look at to be careful, because we never know what's going to happen around us, especially when we're dealing with these higher principalities. Because bottom line, they want to control the world the way they want to control it. But we all know that God will not let that happen that well. So when that's happening and you see things pray for the devil, it's doing that to put something in the back of your head to make you think the devil has some type of power. Understand, he is a defeated foe. It tells you that God has already defeated him. And like a baby, he's whining, kicking, screaming, and crying because he wants some type of power, wants to be recognized, wants to be reverenced. He wants to be praised. So that's why they say pray for the devil. Like the devil can prey on you. He can't. He's so weak. He can't even prey on you. If you have God first and that you got Christ in your life, he can't do anything to you. That's why he's mad. And that's why they say the time is short before God comes back and things, because he wants to have power over God. That cannot happen. And we all know, just like you beat somebody in a game and they're saying everything like play again, like that type thing. Like he's throwing a temper tantrum and a fit. And the way he throws a fit is to hurt God's creation, thinking that's going to cause him to be sad, and it does. But at the same time, God's stronger. So if you believe, this is if you repent and believe in him, you can deflect the way the devil works to try and harm you. That's the most important thing. That's why you need to learn how to do it. That's why when they're talking about faith you have is very important, because not all religions know this. Not all religions have a victorious way to defeat a foe, which would be the devil. Not all religions has a way to defeat it, and they claim they do, but they don't really defeat it. Matter of fact, there are some scriptures and things, some book, if you read a book that talks about a conversation with Satan, there's no truth in it, because God does not interact with a defeated foe. Just like if you beat somebody in a game of basketball, are you going to keep going back and forth if you won? You won. So what are you going to argue about? So that's why when they have a religion and they're talking about their book, oh, there's a conversation with say that never happened. God would never do that. He beat him. Why would he keep talking to him? If I beat you, I'm walking past you. If I beat you, I'm on to the next thing. And that's the thing. In order to get back at him, he's getting back with us. So he makes us non-believers. He makes us have pain. He makes us feel some sort of way. He causes issues with us, divisiveness with us, drama with us, because we're his greatest creation. Understand that. So people kind of speak like they know the Bible and different things. If you're talking about violence, all that type of stuff, and you're glorifying it, you're giving hosts to the higher principalities that are evil. So that's why when people say they're summoning this, they're incurring power from this, they ain't lying. They really are. But it's evil, a higher principality of evil. And they're most in danger because when you're inhabiting that spirit, spreading that law, you're literally not giving place for God to work through you. And that's the most important part. You got to give energy to God so he can work through you. Understand, there's energy of the good God and there's energy of the bad. When you're giving way to the energy of the bad, that's when you have that random stuff that's really bad happening. So you got to be very wise as we're coming in these times. So I'm just giving this movie title to let you know it's in higher principalities. So be very careful. Be prayed up, be smart, interact the right way. You don't let all this stuff sit in your spirit. You got to pray. You got to pray it off of you. Get it off of you. As we're hosts, and you take on that spirit from watching it, get it off of you. Shake the devil off. That's why that song is what a lot of Christian churches saying, shaking the devil off, because you got to get the spirit off you. Get it out of you. Pray it out of existence. Pray it back to the depths where it came from, because that's where everything comes from. You're either serving there's two people. There's only two. Are you serving God or Satan? You got to make a choice. That's what it says. And that's why they say you cannot serve two masters. The saying that people use and act like it don't come from the Bible, that's why. I'm just giving you this heads up because these movies are coming out and a lot of people are ending up possessed because they don't know how to pray. They don't know how to speak to God. They don't know how to take that God energy in a positive way, not from Satan, and to devise it to bring blessings to their life. So be very wary. All rights reserved.